Aloha, Michael here. How y'all doing out there? I'm really not from Hawaii, nor am I from the South, but I like using those two words, aloha and y'all. They're so good. So aloha, y'all, and it's nice to be here with you. Today, I wasn't sure what I wanted to talk about, and then I remembered a really good quote from Lily Tomlin. I'm sure you all remember Lily Tomlin, or not remember her. She's still around. She's a great actor and stand-up comedian. I don't know if you remember her back in the day. When was it? It wasn't the 60s, but it might have been the 70s for sure. It was the 80s. But she was on a show called, the heck was it? Laugh-In. Rowan and Martin, the great comedian team. But they produced a show on it. It was a weekly variety show but about laughing, and it was actually pretty funny. Let's see. It actually was in the 60s. I think I was in high school. I just dated myself. No worries. But anyway, she had a great quote here. I got it written down here. I want to make sure I get it word for word. I always wanted to be somebody, but now I see I should have been more specific. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you about. It's a lot of us, we don't really plan enough or think about what we want to do. You need short-term, middle, long-term. I'm an accountant, so long-term, if is anything you try to project past 6 months, it's malarkey. I'm using the word malarkey. You could use a little heavier, a little more a word, but it's mixed company, so I'm not gonna. So we'll use malarkey. It's bull out there. Anything past 6 months, you can't count on. You can't work. So I'm going to use long term as being 6 months. You want to stretch that to a year, good for you. But anyway, if you're not specific on what you want to do, if you don't know what you're going to do when you get up in the morning, if you haven't figured out the night before when you went to bed and know what you're going to do when you get up in the morning specifically, the chances are you're going to hit that snooze button and roll over, and you're going to mosey on through the day, and you're not going to get anything accomplished. I mean, the likelihood is random at best. Same thing, it's just daily. I mean, you can extend that short term to weekly. If you don't know what you're going to have done, you've got to get these 5 things done by Friday. We all know our to-do lists are more than 5 things, but if you don't know specifically what you want to try and get done, you're just not, the likelihood of you doing it ain't happening, is it? So you got to be specific on your goals, on your steps on the goals to get those done, even is just as important. We'll talk about that at another time. Now, middle long term, 30 days, maybe 90 days. If you don't know what you're going to be, if you wanted to get done in 13 weeks, 13 weeks, that's 90 days, huh? Anyway, you're just not going to get it done. And the same goes for the long term, those 6 months, that year out. If you don't know where it is you want to be in 6 months from now, if you're not specific, you got to have a measuring stick. You got to have specifics as to what you want done. Now, will you get everything done? Of course not. I mean, things get done. Obstacles get in the way. Things change. I mean, resources go away. You have to be flexible and you have to adjust. But you haven't near the chance of getting it done if you don't have a specific destination. So, that's all I wanted to talk about today, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Aloha.